Good evening, everybody, and it's Lilia from Heal Scotland and Scotland's Wild Medicine. And with me tonight, I've got my friend Kaz Conville from Urban Zen and Elevation Soul Sanctuary. Kaz, how you doing?
I'm really good. Yeah, really good. Loving the summer, loving the sunshine.
Oh, it's just the weather's been amazing.
It
I was
has.
saying that to somebody. That's pretty much all I need, really, is good weather.
Yeah.
That's all it takes to make me happy. It's been so warm and nice.
Yeah, you're like me, aren't you? Solar powered.
Yes, 100%, 100%. So you have been doing loads of new training as per usual. And that's why I wanted to get you on to talk about, because, obviously I did that retreat with you up in the Healing and beautiful Skye. I'm delighted to say we're going to be back there again in January and February, which is awesome because, oh my God, I so loved it there. And so I obviously had the luxury of spending a week at your retreat and all the different modalities that you have that people can really get a chance to dive into when they take that week to themselves. So there's, because a bit like me, you've done so many courses, gone Joe Dispenza daft, understanding all the work that it takes in order to change things. So that's why I thought I better get you on and talk. Let's talk about what you're bringing to Berfeldy, Scotland's healthiest town. So what are you going to be offering there?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a talk about that, really, about elevation and what it takes to elevate, and all of really what stops us from doing that. And it's really interesting because for Skye Healing, for the next Elevation Soul Sanctuary after the one that I'm doing in November, I've just been having a look at what the kind of theme of that will be. And it's really interesting because it's a lot about going with the seasons and the cycles, but it's the theme is really, it's for those people who kind of get addicted to trying to figure it all out.
Yes.
So, we do all of the training and everything, and we look, and sometimes we've got right in front of us the answers and the reasons why we are the way that we are and the things that we could do, but we just get stuck in the bit in the middle, which is taking the action.
Yes.
So absolutely. This is, yeah. And I think what we've found through the elevation experiment, why I kind of did it, was because I'd done the Joe Dispenza and I had that big, it had that huge impact on my life. But actually, if without the community and the people around you to keep that thread going, it's very easy to fall back into the old habits. So
absolutely. Yeah. There's Joanne there saying, I'm returning in November for my 4th year. Fantastic, Joanne. That is a great testimony right there.
Absolutely.
And and we've been talking about this a lot, and even at our last board meeting, we're talking about integration, because it's easy, isn't it, to come to a phenomenal, Sliggican, where we're doing the healing, is jaw-dropping. And to be in that beautiful place and be around like-minded souls, that's almost like the easy part. But then how do we maintain that? Hi, Samantha. How do we maintain that energy? And that's where the circle community that we've created, that's where we're going to be able to do that. Because obviously you're going to be in there with all your advice. People are going to be able to find that because it doesn't get lost in an algorithm. It's our community for us with all the information that we need. And I say this to people all the time. All I'm doing is reminding you what to do. I need reminded as well. On occasion, there's new information. In fact, pretty much every day there's new information. But most of the time, in terms of what we need to do to get us where we want to go, it's just a reminder and a wee bit of inspiration. And then, of course, support. So within the circle community, we can actually put people into groups. And I was thinking that's what we would do at the Heal-In. People can go into their own groups and they can support each other. Maybe, we put, because how I've had this idea for a while of like having you've got a mentor, that you can. So I think we can really start doing something a bit more structured with this phenomenal software that we've got, Circle, to create our own wild medicine community where people can access the advice, find people online and in their own area, and really support each other, because none of us, we all need to be around people that inspire us, because it's so easy to get pulled down, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to getting into this circle and having a look and seeing how it all works, and to get that excitement back for the online connection again, because it used to be really great, you know, before it became all about having to pay for all of your adverts and where the algorithms were. And now I don't see things until, you know, this looked really good, but actually it was a week ago, but I'm just seeing it now.
I know.
So to have that dedicated space is going to be such a help for people. And when you need it, when you're absolutely, you know, if you can't get to sleep and it's the middle of the night and your mind's racing about something and you don't want to go down that Google route of all of these things that are happening to you, if you've got a community where you can log on and all of that stuff's there in the categories of where you need it and you can watch it whenever and it's easy to find. It sounds awesome.
Absolutely. And for sure, because with the community, it's like having our own social media platform. And to be honest, I've been wanting off Facebook for years and YouTube, because they're just so corrupt. You can't trust them. Twice I've lost 1,000, 1,500 followers overnight. They've just taken them all off. Now there's no way in one night that amount of people unfollowed. So you know, there's nothing you can do about it. You're kind of howling at the moon. So it's going to be amazing. And the more people we get on it, interacting, and really, because we need people that will interact. And, you know, what do you need? What do you want to see in there? And then my big passion is to help soul traders, you know, people like you and like the way I was as well, where you're trying to get people along to your retreats. And I know I was talking to Kenny Nielsen about this, you know, you're having to think about paying overheads. You can't actually fully focus on the incredible gifts you've got to help people, because it's the money, bloody money thing all the time, and costs have got crazy. You know, it's just that's so. I really want to help soul traders, the people that are helping the people. That's really important to us, and we can do that in our community as well. So people want to find you, they come in. You've got all your free resources there. They want to work with you one-to-one. They can do that. They want to find out when your retreats are on, all of that information just like that, without having to scroll through like our very own wee chat GBT.
Yeah, not that I know anything about that. I'm going, but I haven't got a clue about any of it. I put this post out like a while back and it was like, I only work with AI and it's like the ancient intelligence. I've got no clue about any of this stuff and I don't want any part of it. I'm just like,
oh no, see,
real
it's
and tangible.
absolutely brilliant. It just saves you research. Oh, it's unreal. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
I know. I'll probably get on board in 20 years' time when it's on its way out.
You can you just ask it anything. It's great for research. Yeah. It really is. It's amazing. Anyway, so Aberfeldy Festival. Aberfeldy, aspiring to be Scotland's healthiest town. They've got a gateway festival on that for 10 days, and our festival finishes at the end of theirs. So people are growing their own food. They've got it's quite food-led, garden-led, people that are really utilising their garden for growing food, and you can go and visit them all. So it's a really phenomenal idea, and it's being led, I believe, by the GPs. The man who showed me around the hall said, the GPs, he said, we can walk in there and get an appointment today. And I was like, my God, I've never heard anybody say that for 10 years. He said they're really, really proactive. So that's lovely, isn't it, to hear that?
Oh,
it just shows you.
I'm excited now.
I know. So, and then you've got the River Tay. It's absolutely beautiful, and you should see the hall. I mean, it's palatial. It's absolutely stunning. So tell me what you're one by one, what you've got on offer and how people can book.
Yeah, so there'll be
put it on the website.
Yeah, so there'll be a talk around kind of what it takes to elevate, why we don't take those things. So I'll do a talk around that. But also, I'm going to be able to offer some one-to-one sessions as well. So be able to do some psyche. I'm going to offer. So psyche is just brilliant for working with anything that's holding you back. So it's that subconscious underneath stuff that kind of hides. So even though you know when you're saying all of these things, if there's some resistance there, it's not going to move. So psyche is really great because it's bringing into balance both sides of the brain. And when you're working in a whole brained way, the change happens much quicker. But what's really great about psyche is at all points, you're working with your conscious, so you're consciously bringing something, and it's not a way of digging into trauma. You're thinking about what you want instead, and you look at what you would believe if this was how your life was, and then you're kind of testing for any resistance to that. So then if that's weak, you don't believe that, there's something to work with, then you go in to balance that. But you're bringing the conscious problem, what it is that you want to change, but you're asking for permission from the superconscious, so the quantum field and all that knows the higher plan for what you want to do, and the subconscious. So I'll be offering one-to-one sessions with that, and it can work with any aspect of your life, really.
And how long does that take?
Up to about an hour and a half for the first session.
Right.
So
anybody that wants to book in with you, allow about 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's you could have an intuitive card reading. Self-explanatory. Yeah.
Cards. People love cards.
Yeah.
And how long are the readings?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. I think I might have done an option for a shorter one, but anyway, I think I might have done it so there was a shorter. Anyway, I'll
all be in your form, I assume.
Yeah, it's all there. And then an unbind session, which is a bit of three things. So it's a bit of violet flame work. It's a bit of cord removal. So it's removing any energetic cords that you have to a situation. So obviously it's coming into autumn. It's great for all of that releasing and letting go. And kind of a mini card reading as well, which will be about 50 minutes. So a good chance for people to have that one-to-one, and to also, I'll be knocking about if anyone wants to have a chat about anything, belief work-wise or elevation-wise, or find out if any of the, either the November retreat or the Sky one is going to be what they need. Because as you said before, having that full week is a total game changer.
It really is. There's Jan on. Hi, Jan. Yeah, let's talk about, the festivals obviously are phenomenal. And what I would like to say for any business owner and sole traders out there, in terms of marketing, there's really nothing to beat the festivals, because people get to know you, they'll recommend you. You'll find that people are collaborating together now, that have been meeting each other at the festivals and going and doing different things together. So, and obviously then we also create this network of people that will be facing the same challenges, and, we can share information, because how big I am in collaboration, collaborating with like-minded souls that really are, have got their eye on the prize. Bills have to be paid. It would be lovely if they didn't. I'd like to think at some point in the future we just do what we love and we don't think about bills. But until then, it's just a phenomenal place for people like you to get clients and to make new friends and to make business associations. So then we move on to the Heal in 2026, which I messaged you and Gary and Jen, obviously, straight away, because I've only got Sky for 4 weeks this year, because next year, because we didn't think we were going to get it, because Rachel had been planning to do some work, which is now not happening. So I just found out, but I thought, can't miss an opportunity to go back to that phenomenal place. So we've got a month in Sky, and then we've got a month in Creetown down at Hobbs, which is another spectacular venue right on the borders, which I thought might have been handier for you, but you just can't.
Yeah, but I've experienced Sky now, so it's kind of I want to be back there.
I know, that's exactly what
Jen was saying. That land is magic.
It was just, and it holds you, doesn't it? It's just absolutely fantastic. And it's one of these you really need to experience because even in all the weathers which we had, you just look out these A-frames and you're like, the land is helping us here. Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, remember there was times during that week where it was like there was storms, like absolutely wild storms, but it wasn't forecast for that.
That's right.
And it was as if like Gaia, Mother Earth, was working with us for certain parts, and then the sun would come out half an hour later.
I know. I can't wait to get back up there. So yeah, so you're going to be there the last week, which is, can you remember the dates?
Yeah, the 1st of February till the 8th.
The 1st till the 8th. So guys, get in quick. We'll have 9 rooms because you'll obviously have a room. So you can choose to share. We actually do have good options. There's twin beds and there's actually one room that takes 3 people. So we're going to, between us, we'll get that up on our website within the next couple of days. And you can book in your 2026 retreat. So tell us exactly what happens on that week-long retreat.
Yeah, so a lot of what I do is about getting back in sync with the flow of life and with your unique nature and what it is you came here to do. So the way that we do that is to really honor what's happening just seasonally. And in February, we'll be starting the retreat on the first day of spring. So it'll be, and in the Elevation Soul Sanctuary, that month of February is all about creation. So it will still be kind of the end of winter because it's going to feel wintry when we're up there as well. And we're all cozied up. And it's going to be a real chance for rest and reflection this time. And a lot of it will be around kind of reflecting on what's happened in your life, but not in a way of having to open up any wounds or anything like that, but just what can we learn from where we've been. And as I was saying before, being in that in-between state of like, what is the future human being? Where is it that we're going? And how can we all work together? So really sitting in that energy of creation, but doing it in a way where we're taking that time and the time to integrate. So it's not going to be workshop after workshop after workshop where you just keep on going and then you get home and you're frazzled. It'll be time for integrating it all, thinking about how this applies to your life. We'll be really nourished with food. You're doing the food for us. Thank you very much. And yeah, to have some time for that rest and reflection, because to think about what you want to create, sometimes you don't get the luxury of that time to just sit and reflect. What actually is it that I want in my life? What is it that's not working? And what is it that I really, really want to do?
I know, and that it's really about time, isn't it? It's having that time, and as you say, on the retreat that you actually have time, because I mean, most people, I'm pretty sure that are even listening to this, will know all about goal setting and the power of writing things down and the power of, really tuning in to see what lights you up. But life gets so busy, doesn't it? And often when you're tired, you're like, God, I've not done that for ages. It's really nice to actually take the time and to write. And you've got lots of little, in fact, I found that plaque, the plaque you did. I'm not going to give the game away. I found it upstairs. I actually meant to post it. It's hilarious. Thank you for the boot up the arse.
Yeah, awesome.
So you got nice kind of playful things that really get people thinking. So it's quite different from anything that I had done. But also looking at people at the end of it, it blows me away, even the shorter retreats, but certainly when you know yourself that doing the work takes time. There's just, as of yet, we have not found a way to shortcut it. And I heard somebody said, there's no way an oak tree can go from an acorn, you know, to a tree in like 20 minutes. It takes a process of time, you know, for us to kind of envelop that wisdom and work with the wisdom. And then obviously, as you say, and you do a phenomenal integrative package. Do you want to talk about that as well?
What are we talking about here?
The support package you do after the retreat.
Oh yes, yeah. So when you come on the retreat, you've got obviously that week together, but everything that well, the things that I know work is when people feel safe in the body, and just as a society, as a collective, there's a lot of tribal wound in there. So it's going to take a bit of time for us to embody this sense of change, because we can intuitively feel this isn't how we're supposed to be. Life's supposed to be different, like you were saying before. We shouldn't have to be having to worry about bills and all of the rest of it. But here we are in this reality, in this in-between stage. So a lot of that week is spent dropping into the body and letting things be felt, letting things move, and letting things change a bit. I'm sure we'll do some family constellations and stuff to kind of to bring us all together and to see us that, you know, we're all connected and we're heading in the right direction. Mm-hmm. But then what happens is you get, and like you say, at the end of the week, everybody's just this version of themselves, which is so it feels so right to them. They feel like they belong in their body and that they belong in the world and that they're connected and everything's as it's meant to be. You know, they're in sync with nature. But then if they go home and they're back in the old environment and all the old things come up. So what happens is when you get home, you've got access to this 12-month support, which is peer mentorship. So everybody that's there has some experience, some gifts, some qualities, something to contribute. But when you get home, we've got a WhatsApp group. Everybody just can connect on there if they want to. There's no obligation to do any of this stuff. Mm-hmm. But this online course breaks it all down so that the change that you want to create becomes more manageable, because you're working in flow with the seasons and the cycles. Uh-huh. And you're doing it where you're just focused on basically one thing every month. So like this month, we're into a month of presence. Coming into August, we're into kind of joyful bliss, because that's kind of what it is in August. Usually the kids are off school, people have got the holidays, the sun's shining, and it's just about that joy and the abundance of everything that's around you when you get outside. So it makes it very easy, really, to make these changes and to create what you want in your life in a way that you're supported by your community and you're not getting overwhelmed. You're not thinking, I've got to do it all. You're learning basically to be more in the body, to slow things down, to trust in the flow of time, and to know that actually in winter I should be resting, so that I've got the energy to go out and enjoy this beautiful sunshine that we've got when the summer comes, and I'm not wiped.
I know. I remember you talking about that actually in January, and I thought that makes perfect, or whatever month it was, it makes perfect sense. Because I think the way that life's set up, you know, it's like you're supposed to be the same every day and work at the same hours every day. And yeah, it's kind of mental when you think about it. And also, like, even just the natural light, how much more energy you have. And it's clear as soon as we go into that kind of hibernation phase, we should be living differently.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my brother. I told him I was doing a podcast, but he's clearly forgotten. Yeah. So they've got this. So you've got one in November as well. Mm-hmm. Have you got any places left on it yet?
Yeah, I think there's 4 places left on that.
And so. Is that in Loch Lomond again?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So and then obviously you've got this one on the 1st of February. Brilliant. Yeah. And then, as I say, this support package, which is quite unique and essential, I think, for the people that have come in order to maintain what you're doing. I mean, we know that community is immunity, and we know that we all need to be constantly inspired. And you forget stuff as well, don't you?
Yeah. And what you said before about the reminders that we need as well. I've been listening to, again, I read the book years ago, the Gabor Mate one, the When the Body Says No. I've been listening to the audio book again, and I just finished, I think it was this morning was the last chapter, and there was this bit on malignant melanoma, and obviously I've had multiple of those in the past, and I was just like, I totally forgot about that. I, to be honest, most of the time I forget I've even been through that, because it just feels like a different life.
Yes.
But, just all of that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that makes total sense. Why that wouldn't be there, because of what it means energetically in your body, and how you can just heal it holistically. And just a reminder as well that, you know, my consultant, when I go for checkup still, he's still, I don't need to go for a checkup. I've told him it's not coming back. It's not happening. But he's just, how are you doing this? You know, he's really intrigued at how things are disappearing without any surgery. Like, how do you do this? And we need to have those reminders, whether it's coming from books that people are recommending and they're like, oh yeah, I read that once, and then you're going back into it, or people are just saying something, you're like, oh, I don't know how I forgot that.
Yes.
You know, a classic one for me, I was keep saying this all the time. A few years ago, someone came in to see me, and she was I was working in a community centre at the time, and she came in and she was in, you know, a real state of anxiety. And she was like, I need to just do something. I've had a lot of trauma come up. I really feel like I just need to go and buy drink and just like forget about stuff. I'm too overwhelmed. I was like, it's all right, come in, sit down. Did a bit of tapping with her. And then she went out the door like 10, 15 minutes later, and she was like, I don't know what's just happened there, but I feel completely different now. And I remember sitting and going, why did I do that in my own life? Why
I know.
that in my own life?
I know. It's hilarious, isn't it? It is hilarious.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can take you a day or two, and you're like, oh my God, seriously?
Yeah.
There's Nikki saying, still receiving the grounding support that follows an elevation week. An absolute blessing. Really makes a huge difference to the follow-up package. Yeah, I think most people would agree with that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I remember when I was running that community and things were a bit challenging. And I remember I was down at my daughter's and I thought, I'm not going in the water today. And then I looked at my phone and somebody was in having a duck, and I thought, get your arse in there. You know it's going to make you feel better. What is that about? As soon as you go, almost like go in the huff for yourself. I'm not doing anything that's going to make me feel good. I'm going to stay in a huff. It's nuts,
and that's the other thing as well, you know, with the elevation, is that you've got to develop that ability to laugh at yourself.
Oh, 100%.
And remember how we're human and these things happen, and you can't just keep shutting yourself and berating yourself all the time. Nothing changes.
Absolutely. And we just take life far, far too seriously. I was saying that my young niece is just back from Canada, and oh my God, she is hilarious. And that youthful energy that we all used to have, where life was exciting and, you know, the future was bright, and you weren't laden down with all the nonsense of everything that's going on right now. So it was actually refreshing for me to be around that again. I was saying to my brothers, actually, this is what we used to be like, remember? You know, when did we get old and heavy? It's an energetic, emotional thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I actually was reading a really good article. I wish I could find it again. I tried to find it, and they were saying about exactly that. Hang out with young people, because you're going to feel younger.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. So, yeah, so that's great. So people that are, I'll put your, I think I probably put your website in. What's your website?
It's KarenConville.com.
I think I did put it in. But just in case anybody's looking for it, it's there again. And there's...
Well, only 4 or 5 weeks then, is it, to Aberfeldy? I'm just looking at the date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Like somewhere around the 5th. I cannot believe it's the end of July. Like, honestly, the time is just flying.
That's the thing old people say as well, isn't it?
I know, but Kirsten, I said to Kirsten, how old is he? She's like, 8 weeks. And I thought, 8 weeks? And she had him like, what? But I think because I'm away so much, I come back and I still think it's the same point in time. And it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell by the kids because they're all older. Anyway, well, I think that's... If anybody's got any questions around Aberfeldy Festival, booking in with them. So how are we going to do that? Are we... I'll just put your link in and people can book with you directly.
Yeah, I'll do it that way. And I'll put when this goes, well, it'll be out now. I'll go in and I'll put in the comments just a little link to what each of the things are that I'm offering. And then a booking link, and then people can just book in. Yeah.
Great stuff. Cool. Well, I think that's everything. I think we've covered everything, haven't we? Yeah. We'll get your event up on the Healing as well. And yeah, I think that's us. If anybody's got any questions, if you're watching this on replay, just ping them in the box and contact myself or Kaz. And I hope to see you in Aberfeldy or Nairn or Strontian. 3 more festivals this year. It's very exciting. Okay, Kaz, I'll see you then. I'll see you in Aberfeldy.
Okay, cool. See you then.
You know, before we finish, I wanted to talk about, since the last elevation, you've done the training in inner dance. You told me you're doing an upgraded EFT, and you're also a family constellations practitioner now as well.
That's right.
3 more strings to your bow. So can we expect to see some of that coming into the new elevations?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because the stuff that I was doing was having an impact anyway. But just knowing that when you get that real feeling, you know, that when it's working somatically, when everything's moving somatically, and doing this deeper work and the stuff that, the inner dance is just great because it's all frequency and the energies are changing. You never know what you're going to get, you know. But to be able to know that actually you can hold that and it's really beneficial, because even if things are feeling a little bit, you know, unsettled, they're going to move. So you just these tools that all kind of interconnect and weave together. But then, of course, the family constellations is just so beneficial for anybody that's joining in with that, you know.
What I like about family constellations is the fact you and I both know this, people can get resistant. And if they shut down, you're going nowhere. But with family constellations, there's nothing you can do about it. Because it's going to get played out. And it's played out in a really kind of non-intrusive and non-scary way, isn't it? You're not having to go to the height of the trauma. So, you know, it just unfurls. And I love that, because it is a form of letting go.
Because you're watching it, you're observing it, you're detached from it.
Yes.
And it's playing out. But the beauty of it is, it's like when you're watching a movie, I suppose, and you can see how different characters are, but also kind of get some insight into how it dissolves that whole victim perpetrator thing. Because if you were to watch a movie and kind of like, this is the backstory to this person and how they're behaving the way that they're behaving, or whatever happened that way because of something else. So then you're opening up to compassion and seeing the other sides of things, and it takes away all of the judgment around it, and then you can just acknowledge what is. And just the healing that brings alone is absolutely phenomenal, not just to the person whose constellation it is, but to the people that are representing and everybody who's witnessing that. You feel it for everybody's system.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? We're all actually... It's the same when you're doing the Sedona method, and you're all, you know, when I've got people doing the breath work. everybody's getting the benefit of the release because we're interconnected.
Yeah.
We're all, you know, so that's what's so powerful. And I think that was one of the things, you know, I remember I was standing in for somebody's mother, and so I wasn't playing me, I was playing somebody else's mother, but all my own mother stuff came up as well. So it's, you know, it works in so many different layers, doesn't it? Well, that's great. I want to, I can't wait. I love doing some family constellations as well. So I think that's us covered everything. And I will see you in September. And again, any questions, you can either drop Kaz or myself a line and we can get back to you. You're going to put all the information they need about booking private sessions at berfeldy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put that
There's Vicky. I'm looking forward to my family constellation this week. I've benefits so much from witnessing and repping at other family constellations. Awesome, Vicky. Sending you big love, darling. Okie dokie. Good night, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. Remember, share, 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 share. Help us get people along to the festivals. Let's get this health trajectory turned round ASAP. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you.